As September 2024 unfolds, Netflix is bringing the heat with an incredible lineup of new and intense action films guaranteed to satisfy your need for thrills. Whether you're a die-hard fan of gripping fight sequences, daring heists, or epic showdowns, this month's selection has something for everyone. With adrenaline-pumping new releases and some surprising hits that are already generating buzz, Netflix is proving once again that it's the go-to streaming platform for action lovers. This month, Netflix is offering a wide variety of action movies, from blockbuster extravaganzas with jaw-dropping stunts to more grounded, intense thrillers that leave you breathless. You'll find everything from gritty, fast-paced revenge flicks to heart-stopping chases and futuristic battle scenes. And what's even better, many of these films are recent releases, bringing fresh stories and cutting-edge action right to your screen. Whether you're in the mood for a late-night action marathon or just want to catch a quick but exhilarating film, our top 5 picks are guaranteed to deliver. Here are the best action-packed movies on Netflix this September that you won't want to miss. Number 5. Against the Ice. Against the Ice, a 2022 release on Netflix, is an enthralling and beautifully crafted action survival drama that draws viewers into the harsh, icy wilderness of early 20th century Greenland. Directed by Peter Flint and starring Nikolaj Coster-Waldau and Joe Cole, the film tells the remarkable true story of a Danish expedition that tests not only the physical endurance of 2 explorers, but also the limits of human resilience and camaraderie. Based on Captain Einar Mikkelsen's memoir, Two Against the Ice, the film chronicles the harrowing 1909 expedition led by Mikkelsen, Coster-Waldau, to retrieve lost records that could help Denmark assert its claim to northeast Greenland. Mikkelsen is accompanied by the inexperienced but courageous Ivar Iversen, Joe Cole, a mechanic who quickly learns the unforgiving nature of the Arctic. The chemistry between Coster-Waldau and Cole is electric and deeply moving. As their isolation grows, the evolving bond between these two men becomes the emotional anchor of the film. Coster-Waldau, known for his stellar work on Game of Thrones, delivers one of his finest performances, portraying Mikkelsen as a man of indomitable will, yet vulnerable in the face of overwhelming odds. Joe Cole, equally compelling, brings innocence, humor, and heart to the role of Iversen, who proves to be a steadfast and loyal companion. The film excels in its depiction of the relentless Arctic environment, which serves as a silent but menacing antagonist. The cinematography is breathtaking, capturing the beauty and desolation of the frozen wilderness. The visual grandeur of the icebound landscapes is haunting, and the film's meticulous attention to the small, day-to-day struggles of survival, whether it's building a shelter, hunting for food, or battling frostbite, adds a sense of realism that grips the audience. What sets Against the Ice apart from typical survival films is its focus on the psychological toll of isolation. As the months drag on and hope for rescue fades, both men begin to grapple with hallucinations, loneliness, and the creeping fear of abandonment. Flint's direction ensures that the pacing remains tight, while allowing these quieter, more introspective moments to shine. The film doesn't rely on overblown action sequences. Instead, it thrives on tension, character development, and the stark contrast between the beauty and brutality of nature. The soundtrack complements the film's emotional beats without overpowering the story, underscoring the themes of isolation and the fragile nature of hope. The dialogue is sparse but effective, with key moments of reflection and vulnerability that deepen the audience's connection to the characters. Against the Ice is a gripping, thought-provoking survival tale that stands out for its emotional depth and stunning visuals. It's more than just a story of adventure. It's a testament to human endurance, the power of friendship, and the unbreakable will to survive. Both Coster-Waldau and Cole give standout performances, making this a must-watch for fans of historical dramas and true survival stories. Number 4. The Decline. The Decline is a taut, high-stakes action survival thriller that packs a punch with its tightly wound tension and morally complex narrative. Released in 2020 on Netflix, this French-Canadian film, directed by Patrice Laliberté, delivers a fresh take on the survival genre by blending outdoor survivalist skills with a gripping human drama. It's a thrilling exploration of what happens when preparations for catastrophe go terribly wrong and how quickly human nature can unravel. The story revolves around a group of survivalists attending a remote wilderness training camp led by Alain Riel-Bosset, a well-prepared doomsday prepper. Antoine, Guillaume Laurent, the protagonist, joins this group to prepare for societal collapse, but what starts as a hands-on lesson in self-sufficiency quickly turns into a life-or-death battle when an accident triggers a deadly conflict. The film's pacing is one of its strongest assets. At just under 90 minutes, The Decline wastes no time plunging the audience into its tense atmosphere. From the beginning, Laliberté masterfully builds a sense of impending doom. The first half of the movie is filled with ominous hints that something is off, and the second half unleashes a whirlwind of chaos that keeps you glued to the screen. The Decline makes excellent use of its setting. The snowy Canadian wilderness is both beautiful and forbidding, with its vast, isolated landscapes playing a critical role in heightening the tension. The remote, frigid environment serves as a perfect backdrop for the unfolding drama, where the cold and isolation mirror the moral chill that takes hold of the group as the situation deteriorates. The performances are top-notch, especially from Guillaume Laurent as Antoine, who brings a quiet intensity to his role, and Riel-Bosset, who plays Alain with a charismatic yet dangerous edge. The supporting cast, including Marie-Eveline Lessard as Rachel, also delivers strong performances, making each character's decision-making in the heat of the moment feel realistic and impactful. Another strength of The Decline is its ability to generate suspense without over-relying on action scenes. The film's sense of dread and tension is built largely through psychological and interpersonal conflict, rather than gratuitous violence. When the action does occur, it feels all the more shocking because of the slow build-up. The Decline is a sharp, tightly wound action thriller that delivers both visceral thrills and psychological depth. It's a survival movie that pushes beyond physical endurance to examine the moral and ethical lines people are willing to cross in life-or-death situations. With its strong performances, breathtaking setting, and relentless tension, this film stands out as a must-watch for fans of intense thrillers and survival dramas. Number 3. The Equalizer 3. The Equalizer 3, 2023, is a gripping and intense conclusion to the beloved action franchise, with Denzel Washington delivering yet another standout performance as the quiet but deadly Robert McCall. Directed by Antoine Fuqua, this final chapter wraps up McCall's journey in a way that is both satisfying and thrilling, blending explosive action with emotional depth. In this installment, McCall finds himself in southern Italy, attempting to live a peaceful life after leaving his vigilante ways behind. However, when he discovers that the town he has grown to love is being terrorized by the brutal mafia, McCall is forced to step in once more and unleash his finely tuned skills to protect the innocent. What follows is a tense, action-packed journey as McCall faces some of the most dangerous adversaries he's ever encountered. Denzel Washington is, as always, magnetic. His portrayal of McCall is a masterclass in subtlety and intensity. At this point in the franchise, Washington has fully embodied the character, and his performance carries the weight of all McCall has been through in previous films. There's a wariness to McCall now, a sense that he's tired of the violence, but also knows he cannot walk away from it when it threatens those he cares about. Washington balances McCall's quiet, reflective moments with his explosive action scenes, making the character feel fully realized and deeply human. The supporting cast is also excellent, with Dakota Fanning standing out as CIA agent Emma Collins. Her chemistry with Washington adds a new dynamic to the film, as their characters work together to uncover the mafia's hold on the town. Their relationship adds an emotional layer to the plot, and it's a pleasure to see Washington and Fanning share the screen again. The film's pacing is tight, and while it features plenty of intense action, it never feels rushed or overstuffed. The stakes are high, and the villains are formidable, but the focus remains on McCall's personal quest for redemption. The final act is a pulse-pounding thrill ride, delivering a climax that is as cathartic as it is explosive. Number 2. The Forgotten Battle. The Forgotten Battle is a powerful and visually striking World War II drama that sheds light on the often overlooked Battle of the Scheldt, a crucial moment in the war's final stages. Released in 2020 and directed by Matthijs van Heiningen Jr., this Dutch-Belgian production delivers a deeply human, multifaceted story set against the backdrop of war. With impressive performances, breathtaking cinematography, and a grounded narrative, the film stands out as one of the most compelling war movies in recent years. Set in 1944, The Forgotten Battle follows three distinct characters whose lives are intertwined by the brutal conflict. Tontje Visser, Susan Ratter, is a young Dutch woman who becomes involved in the resistance after her brother is executed by the Nazis. Marinus van Steveren, Gijs Blom, is a Dutch volunteer fighting for the Germans, who begins to question his loyalties as he witnesses the horrors of war. Meanwhile, British glider pilot William Sinclair, Jamie Flatters, is preparing for the dangerous battle that will ultimately determine the fate of the Scheldt estuary. What makes The Forgotten Battle so compelling is its ability to weave these three different storylines into a cohesive narrative. Each character's arc is given enough time to develop, allowing the audience to connect with them on a personal level. The film explores the moral complexities and personal struggles of war, showing that heroism and villainy are often not as clear-cut as history sometimes suggests. Susan Ratter's portrayal of Tontje is particularly striking. She brings a quiet strength to the role, depicting a woman who is thrust into the resistance movement after suffering a profound personal loss. Her journey from a bystander to an active participant in the fight against oppression is one of the film's emotional highlights. Gijs Blom also delivers an excellent performance as Marinus, a conflicted soldier who finds himself torn between his duty and the horrifying reality of the war he's a part of. Jamie Flatters, though playing a more traditional soldier role, brings a sense of vulnerability and determination to William Sinclair, making his character's storyline just as compelling. Number 1. Rebel Ridge. Jeremy Saulnier, director of such films as Blue Ruin, Green Room, and Hold the Dark, is our current master of the slow-burn action movie. He resists going straight for the beatdowns and the shootouts, opting instead to let anticipation work its magic. His films feel spectacularly violent because we spend so much time imagining all the mayhem to come. In that sense, Rebel Ridge, now on Netflix, might be his tightest, most characteristic work to date. It's all about a man trying to avoid violence, and the more he avoids it, the more our bloodlust grows. Rebel Ridge has the classic setup of a Western. A stranger rides into town and immediately finds himself entangled with corrupt authorities. Though the setup has also worked for plenty of crime dramas ranging from First Blood to the Jack Reacher stories. This time, the rider is Terry Richmond, Aaron Pierre, a former Marine whom we first see speeding down a country road on a bicycle before the local cops knock him over with a car and detain him. The police seize a giant wad of cash from his backpack, money he's rushing to bail out his cousin, who's being held on a minor drug charge. The catch is that his cousin, who was once a cooperating witness in the murder trial of a gang leader, is being transferred in 2 days to state prison, where he'll be a dead man walking. As an actor, Pierre's greatest asset might be his eyes. Even as he tries every recourse seemingly available to him, we can sense Terry watching, calculating, planning. The unique spin of Rebel Ridge is that our hero's special set of skills have mostly to do with disarming and disabling attackers. It would be a comical stretch to call him a man of peace, but he's always looking to defuse the situation, which creates an enjoyably unbearable tension between what he's being put through and what he's willing to do about it. We know this guy is going to explode at some point, and that none of this is going to end well for anybody. Saulnier builds tension well, but he also elegantly choreographs the havoc when it does come. His steady camera moves and patient edits gain speed, just enough to give us a rush of adrenaline. He's always careful to establish space, because once we know what's going on and who's where, the director can get really creative with what they're doing to one another. And again, anticipation leads to investment. Rebel Ridge is not even all that violent, but the limb-breaking and face-pummeling in this movie are some of the most satisfying in recent memory. Well, this is it. Share your impressions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.